On the morning of the 4th of May, we were awoken to a phone call from the NICU ward. It was to be quite a hard phone call to take. We were told that during the night, both of Henry's lungs had collapsed. We were told that we had to come in to speak to the consultant so he could brief us on what was happening.
Hey, should I pray? Should I pray? To myself.
The medical consultant explained to Kate and myself that during the night Henry had an X-ray on his chest which had showed that both the lungs had collapsed, but he did explain that at that point he wasn't too worried and that he didn't want us to worry too much. He did believe that it could possibly be that Henry had just got a bit of an infection, so they upped up his oxygen levels and put him at high pressure to try and expand Henry's lungs again, and was just going to monitor that hopefully they would start sort of taking over again for themselves. He was then put on a course of antibiotics to hopefully fight any possible infection.
We've still got a sanctum home, still a home, still a home here. It's not too late to build it back, 'cause a 1 in a million chance, still a chance, still a chance. And I will take those odds. I'll break the broken, I'll take these spoken words, find hope in the hopeless, pull me out the train wreck.
Henry's lungs did open back up, which was brilliant news for us, and his levels went back up.
Pull me out the train wreck, pull me out.
Despite having some positive news by the time we'd left the hospital, the very next day it was going to be a whole different story, and one of the hardest days we've had so far. The consultant called us in to explain that on a scan they'd found a complication with Henry's stomach. He was very bloated, a lot of difficulty, and his infection markers had gone sky high. They had informed us that they were going to then treat him with some really strong antibiotics and hope that that would help. But there was also a possibility that Henry would be flown to London if things got worse, with the possibility of surgery.
Pull me out, 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 pull me out.
It's the 5th of May 2020. I've just been allowed to see Henry, which was nice, but it's kind of given me a bit of mixed emotions because he's quite poorly at the moment. His lungs are doing well, which is lovely, but he's having a few issues with sort of his tummy at the moment. It's quite swollen. Not sure if he's struggling with digestion, but it's just the not knowing. It's quite tough. But his lungs are doing well, so he's still fighting strong.
Guess it's true, I'm not good at a one-night stand, but I still need love, 'cause I'm just a man. These nights never seem to go to plan. I don't want you to leave, will you hold my hand? Oh, won't you stay with me, 'cause you're this ain't love, it's clear to see. But darling, self-control. Deep down I know this never works, but you can lay with me so it doesn't hurt. Oh, won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need. This ain't love, it's clear to see, but darling, stay with me.
I love you.
Won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need. This ain't love, it's clear to see, but darling, stay with me. Oh, won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need. This ain't love, it's clear to see, but darling, stay with me.
It's the 6th of May 2020. Yesterday was a really tough day for Kate and myself. Henry had a really bad day yesterday. A few issues with his tummy. That there were talks at one point of possibly him having to be flown to London hospital. But as the day has gone on, they've given him really strong antibiotics, and he seems to have had a bit of improvement and is stable. His lungs are doing well, which is really good. It's just whatever this issue is with his tummy at the moment. Fingers crossed it's nothing too bad, and the antibiotics do their job and he can pull through it on his own. Otherwise, like I say, there were talks of him possibly having to go to London, and that'd be horrible, because that really would be tough on Kate and myself. Yesterday, I did get to spend some time with him. It was lovely. It was difficult because at the moment, the hospital's ruling because of COVID-19 is I'm only allowed to see him if he's looking really bad. So it was difficult for me yesterday because it was lovely to spend some time with him. But at the same time, there was a little bit of me in my stomach that was worried it was just because they didn't know how well he was going to do in his fight. Thankfully, like I say, he has had a bit of improvement. I just hope he carries on that path. And I said to Kate this morning, as harsh as it sounds, I kind of in a way want them to say that I'm not allowed to see him today, because at least then I know that means he's on the right path. So fingers crossed that's what's going to happen. And I'll try and keep everyone updated as best I can, but as you can probably appreciate, at the moment it is difficult to sort of talk about or message people or whatever it is. It's just really tough for me and Kate at the moment. It was quite horrible yesterday, a lot of tears. But yeah, so I'll try and keep everyone updated as best I can.
This is is the start of something beautiful. This is the start of something new. And you are the one who'd make me lose it all. And you.
It's 3:45 in the afternoon. I've had some feedback from Kate regarding Henry. His lungs are doing really well. Doing really well today. He's now on just air to help him with his breathing, no added oxygen. He seems to be breathing for himself. So fingers crossed that stays that way, because that's a massive big step for him. Massive big step. Regarding to issues with his tummy, there's still concerns there, but his antibiotics, his blood marker levels, which were incredibly high, are dropping. They are dropping, and dropping at a slow but steady rate. So fingers crossed, it would appear that the antibiotics are doing the job as far as helping him with his tummy. He has also had his first 2 poos today, so little hallmark for him, bless him. We're also hoping that maybe that could be some of the reason he's had the tummy issues, maybe slightly blocked and constipated, poor little sod. But at this moment in time, fingers crossed, he's doing well. He's still in a tough place as far as his tummy is concerned. The markers are still high, but they are reducing at a nice steady rate. So fingers crossed that this is him pulling through as far as that's regarded. So he won't need any extra help apart from the antibiotics, hopefully, which would be lovely, because he's a strong little boy and he's fighting really hard. So it'd be so lovely to start getting some real positive news when we're visiting him, and hopefully we're in the sort of direction now that he can really start coming through. Fingers crossed.